articles. So
I do have some thoughts. Add them into
some thoughts,
the description.
some articles. Good. Well, we will go ahead. We've got everyone probably piling on here. So I'll go ahead and welcome everyone. Obviously, in different locations today. We've got some circumstances. I'm out on assignment. It's one of our phrases we like to use. But I'm out on assignment. Joanna's still there at the Phyllis Schlafly Center, but we still wanted to make sure we came to you. We've been trying to work out a couple of technical difficulties because we're using some different equipment than normal today. But hopefully you all will bear with us. And then if you're watching the replay of this and it's not live, you didn't even know the difference. So we will dive into it. We were going back and forth this week. Obviously, families are going back to school, and public, private, homeschool, all of the different kinds of educational choices that families make. Those folks were starting back into the swing of it this week. So as you can imagine, there has been just a flurry of articles, a flurry of topics and different issues that have been coming up. And also a couple of things happened elections-wise. Tuesday, there were some major elections. Florida, there was also a runoff election for the state school superintendent in Oklahoma. And a lot of big things have been happening. There have been conservative victories across the country. There's been a lot of electoral change coming, as well as a lot of policy change coming out of the electoral changes that happened in May as school boards flip from left-wing control over to the more conservative control. So there's some big stuff going on. And obviously this is an issue that's near and dear to our heart. So we'd like to take the opportunity to shamelessly self-promote a publication of ours today that the wonderful Sue Kunstman runs for us, the education reporter. We're going to talk a little bit about Eagle Council. But there's a lot of topics that are going on. Joanna, you started hitting me with articles fast and furious. So you want to take it away? And what are some of the highlights that you and I kind of batted around this week? What's some of the stuff going on that's been on your mind?
Sure. So I hope you all can Missouri. Just this week, I know a lot of people who started school, Christian school. I have friends that have kids, and all of interesting to get some articles about the public schools and how in Ohio there's a teacher strike. And it's building conditions pay. I'm not entirely sure when. So I don't know if they've come to a conclusion, if they've agreed, but we're virtual. They weren't even trying to get them back into the school yet. School, be with their friends, but they can't because fighting and having issues. Come to find out, there's also a teacher shortage. Just looking at some articles about that online, and I hope Ryan will share that. Just that topic interesting.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I'm posting these, by the way. And I apologize if either of our audio is cutting out. I'm hearing from a couple of folks that Joanna is cutting in and out. I know we've had, I don't know, there might be some internet issues and something needs to be reset. So if she's cutting in and out, anything she's talking about or that I'm going to talk about, I'll make sure we put the links here in the comments. But one of the interesting things, and I didn't hear exactly everything you said, but I'm going to play off of that and move into something else. One of the interesting things is the educational tools and techniques that are being changed and maneuvered as we see the woke classroom take over. As those tools and techniques change, we're seeing a lot of teachers back out and move. So it's not really a surprise to those of us who've been watching what's going on that they're suffering such a teacher shortage, like that article we just posted about the issues that are looming, and that's why they're getting creative by lowering qualifications. I'm not sure that's a good thing at all. But some of the things that are happening are really pretty incredible as we watch it. And I know one of the big articles this week, another one from the Daily Wire, some of you may have seen. I just want to bring this up real quick because it pointed back to us, actually. It was really interesting to see. They put out an opinion piece on the Daily Wire that talked about how Oakland teachers are finding out the hard way that the social justice model of reading is a disaster. Phyllis Schlafly had a lot to say about getting rid of phonics for whole word theory or whole word method of reading. And sure enough, now that's going even farther with the social justice warriors taking over our classrooms, and it's just become a mess. And it was interesting, the Daily Wire went in depth in this. I just posted it in the comments, but funny enough, they said, it probably would have been a whole different story if everyone had listened to Phyllis Schlafly, who advocated her entire career for phonics. And if everyone would have listened to Phyllis, this entire ordeal would never have happened. So they linked to the first reader on our Phyllis Schlafly store, and we've had hundreds of books go this week as people have become aware of it and have come into the knowledge of it and ordered one for their family, for their grandkids, for their classroom. I know there's been some teachers in there who have gotten this as a supplemental tool. So, there are frustrated people who just don't want to deal with what is happening in the classroom anymore. They don't want to be a part of it, and they're leaving. And we're starting to find some incredible things. So as I referenced, this is my final point on this segment. And then Joanna, if you had another article to dive into, I'm kind of curious to see what happens if this stuff turns around. Like one of the counties, we talked about this in a press release that you can find on our website. One of the counties this week, there were 5 major counties in Florida that flipped from left-wing control to conservative control. One of them was Miami-Dade County, which is over 300,000 students. That's the largest school district now that is in conservative hands. That's huge. And as that starts to happen, I kind of wonder if we're going to see an instant reprieve in this teacher shortage. I wonder how quick it'll be. So that's one thought that occurred to me this week. We kind of talked about a little bit.
Okay, I hope you can hear me now, but I actually have, do you see the first reader?
The first reader right there. Yeah, you're breaking up a little bit, but we see it.
Yes. So get a copy. I'm going to message you, Ryan.
Okay, sounds good. She's going to hit me with a message here. I know that it's kind of blocking up on her there, but she's going to shoot me all of what she once shared, and we'll move right there. Let me tell you about a couple of things. And in fact, Joanna, if you want, I can just take it from here. If you're tired of your screen freezing up on you, you can send me anything else. I'm sorry, we're having difficulty today, folks. But the unauthorized caucuses will go on no matter what. So we'll make a little bit of a sidestep here. But let me go ahead and we'll break it down. I want to share a couple of resources with everyone here today. First of all, let me say that you should come to Eagle Council. If you're in the St. Louis area, this education topic is going to be something that we cover in a good bit. We're going to be talking a lot about Roe v. Wade falling this year. We're going to be talking a lot about the Constitution and about the absolutely terrifying things we're watching happening around our due process rights now, and the politicization of the DOJ and the FBI. But education is going to be on the docket. You mark my words. We will have a lot of discussions about that. And there will be a lot of very incredibly helpful people there. Grassroots activists, educators, people who know this inside and out and have been working inside of this to beat back not only the dumbing down of our kids, but the social justice, the woke mob taking over schools. That's going to be a hot topic. So go to eaglecouncil.com or head over to our website, phyllisschlafly.com. You'll see the big Eagle Council 51 button. Click on that. Please register and come. It is a one-day conference. It's very affordable. And for what's going to come as a part of the information of the conference, you really cannot beat the price. There's just no way, because we're going to power pack those hours that we have. So that's, this is going to be, Eagle Council is going to be a great opportunity. And then let me segue into this. Eagle Council is also going to be your opportunity to meet with our staff that are dedicated to education. I'm sure many of you know, but for those who don't, since 1986, we have run the Education Reporter publication, which is a monthly newsletter. Now it's actually not even monthly, it's digital online, but it also runs every few days. There's a new article going up there. The editor is Mrs. Sue Kunstman, and she's been around for a very long time, our organization. She knows Phyllis's method and her policy positions in and out. And Sue is a master at digging up information and doing research on this stuff. So whether we're digging into the horrible things that the National Education Association is getting into, the teachers unions, or if we're exploring something really neat, some of the new classical education in schools that are popping up, talking about the policy, the legality, schools school choice and vouchers, of everything in every spectrum from the educational realm. Sue covers in the Ed Reporter, and you can find all of that at Ed Reporter Online. That's edreporteronline.com. And the edreporter.com edreporteronline.org, edreporteronline.org. And there, I've got a couple of articles. She's been writing about this. Teachers are also leaving public schools. She also had another article that really caught our attention recently. A lot of parents just taking their kids out of public schools. That's become an absolutely huge thing, particularly since COVID, when everyone's household suddenly had the classroom on their screen inside, and they realized what their kids were being taught, who their teachers were, and what was being said to them. So take a look. Normally, and this is one of the last things I want to share, not only you come to Eagle Council, you'll be able to meet Sue, you'll be able to pick her brain, talk to some of the other folks that we're going to have around, but normally our Education Reporter is a annual subscription that gives you access to that. But right now we've been running a big back to school summer sale. It is free. It's open. There is no password to get to it. So head over to edreporteronline.org, look at all of the articles there, use the resource, please spread it around, share it, because as people head back to school, much like this article that I just posted, there are a lot of folks who are very hesitant about it. There are a lot of people who are looking for alternatives, for ways out of what they see as a system that is trapping and indoctrinating their kids instead of giving them the building blocks to learn and be successful. So this is an issue that's not going away. I know that Joanna and I have talked about this. Jordan and I have talked about this when he and I used to do these streams. We have said for a number of months now, after what we witnessed, especially in Virginia last year, in Loudoun County and other places in 2021, these midterm elections in 2022 are going to be the year of the concerned parent. So as much as inflation is driving so many people's decisions and voting, as much as the left is trying to drum up all of their votes to come out because of the overturn of Roe v. Wade, there are concerned parents who have kids going to school every day. There are people who are watching what their school board is doing. Whether your kids are in the school or not, you're a taxpayer. You're part of it. You're funding it. So that is going to continue to be one of the big issues that drives particularly state and local elections. It's not going away, and it's something that we should all put our ears to more carefully and figure out some better solutions. So that's happening across the country. Like I said, let me go post that before we jump off here, but we had an absolutely awesome turnout on Tuesday. There were some great moves across the country for school boards. We've got some really interesting information, the teacher shortages and some of the other things that are happening here. I also saw one, I'm going to poke this up there. This is not an endorsement of this article at Spectator World, but someone talking about how a universal school choice would transform the real estate market. Sure enough, when you think about it, the education industry, and it really has become an industry now, make no mistake about it, that drives tons of different things in the market, and it really affects everything. So it affects all of us. It affects all of us in different ways. It's worthy of our attention. We will be giving that attention at Eagle Council 51 next month here in St. Louis, September 17th. Go to eaglecouncil.com to find out about that, to sign up now. We've got a lot of great people. Steve Bannon and Peter Navarro are going to come in. We're going to talk about Constitution and due process. We're also going to have Secretary of State here in Missouri, Jay Ashcroft. We're going to have Tamara Scott, a wonderful presence up in Iowa, and then just a host of people that are going to come. We're going to celebrate the overturn of Roe v. Wade. We're going to have a bunch of briefings on these issues. We're going to celebrate the Constitution, and we're going to talk about the biggest dangers to the Constitution. So go to eaglecouncil.com, sign up today. It's worth your time and money, I guarantee it. And then also head over to edreporteronline.org, and you'll see our in-depth work, or rather our Education Reporter editors' in-depth work on these issues, and keep it up. We have to keep paying attention to what's going on. I know that so often people pay attention for a little while at the school board, the local level, and then that fervor over an issue kind of dissipates. But it looks like there's some real accountability being brought to local school districts and local school boards, and that's extremely exciting. I know it's something that our Eagles have worked on for decades now, and I think it's something that we still have an opportunity to really turn around in America. So please take these articles, some from Joanna, some from me, go off and do some research. And then go to eaglecouncil.com, sign up. We'll see you next month, and go over to edreporteronline.org and connect with us there. We would love for you to become a subscriber, to read there and stick with us. So thank you, everyone, for bearing with us, waiting a little bit and doing some tech dance. We'll be back next week like normal in the library there at the Phyllis Schlafly Center. And we appreciate all of you being with us each week. So we'll see you next Thursday for